Dude.
Is it comfortable in there?
Yeah, it's pretty comfortable. You know what's not comfortable?
What?
The general feeling of being at sea, man.
Really? Why?
Like, okay, it's just like everything's like rocking. You're just slightly nauseous like the entire time. I don't know if you said like this passage was like particularly rocky or what, but fucking Dom like threw up, and he like works on boats like as a living. Like he threw up like multiple times. Yeah, like this morning when I woke up, I was like, do I bear the fucking general burden of being conscious right now, or do I just like lay down and go back to sleep? I picked the second one.
After 2 months in Bocas del Toro, we decided to sail 200 miles southwest along the Caribbean coast of Panama to the Gunayala region, also known as San Blas. The region is autonomous and completely governed by the indigenous community who live there, and not knowing what to expect, we provisioned Elixir with 3 weeks worth of food and water. We waved goodbye to Bocas and sailed out in the rain with a new crew of 5 people.
How does it feel to be on board Elixir?
Good, enjoying it. Very excited. Hot.
And what are you looking forward to the most from the next few weeks?
Just sailing, being in this nice place, seeing everything, seeing new places.
My name's Dom. I'm from the UK.
Have you been on Elixir before?
Yeah, in a very different form.
Just like mac and cheese.
Back when I was still a building site. Highlights were the plumbing in the head. That was good fun. Wiring up these lights, that was fun. To know I've forgotten all the crap that we did.
Can I get rid of this now we are fresh?
Yeah, looking forward to being off the grid for a bit. Even though I feel like I haven't even experienced Bocas.
Well, you've been here for a day, you got
the vibe. That's all you need. Yeah. Not 2 months.
Just getting a snorkel, a mask and a snorkel so I can scrub the bottom of the boat. Wait, we're imagining the camera? Because it's a reef down there right now. It hasn't been scrubbed in probably like, I don't know, like a month or something.
How does it feel to have finally left Bocas?
Dude, I'm thrilled. Yeah, pretty exciting. Experience something new.
What are the main memories?
Making a ton of friends, and then the perpetual heartbreak of them all leaving. I had some very cinematic rows in the rain. Just cinematic. Just rowing just straight everywhere. Cinema, bro. Drama. I did a frontside cutback at Paunch. I was sitting on the inside, the middle section, and then once there was a bull shark right before we went surfing there. Those were my moments. Surfing in the pouring rain. Yeah, cinematic, man. What about you?
What? Sorry? Obviously, it's like a backpacker town, so there's like this huge turnaround of people like coming and going all the time, which meant we were quickly making friends. But also I feel like that's a bit of a double-edged sword because we were losing friends as well at exactly the same rate. We sort of joke that it's like the town of perpetual heartbreak because you're constantly having to say goodbye to people. We surfed every day, went on loads of little adventures. You're always saying loads of little adventures. What do you mean? Well, we went... It's just us. We went to fucking Red Frog like 3 times. We went to Bastiamentos. Wizard Beach. Went to Costa Rica. Went to Boquete. Oh, I forgot about that. Dude, I forgot that happened. If somehow I could speak to my future self and say that in 2 months' time you're going to sail to San Blas with Hannah, brackets, some random girl you met on TikTok, Dom, old friend from uni, my 17-year-old sister, Bella, and my mate's ex-girlfriend, who fucking drove here from America in her Prius. I would have told you no fucking way, that's impossible. And now we're going for 3 weeks off-grid with the most random assortment of people, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. And period. And scene. Before leaving Bocas for good and setting off on the 200-mile passage to the Gunayala, we stopped for a few nights at our favourite peninsula to visit our friends and catch a final few waves before heading back out into the Caribbean Sea. The artist and the muse.
Like always in Panama, the wind was light and there was a lot of rain squalls, so we decided to run the engine for a few hours to keep Elixir moving.
I struggle to get brownies like cooked perfectly in a real oven, and these are like the perfect level of goo.
In the rain. In the rain. In the rain, eating brownies. How is it? That's so good. Wow. Dry season in Panama.
Yeah.
We're back in because it's Max's favorite wave in Bocas and it's a really special place, but I'm really excited to go back and actually try and surf this wave again, but it's honestly like, I'm pretty nervous because this is the scariest wave I've ever been in. It's pretty big. So as Emily would say, we're gonna get our cheeks clapped today. Well, I will.
Oh, you're filming me now, huh? Yeah. I'm ready to get my cheeks clapped. Last time I had a broken nose, so I was like, you know when you're like always like holding back a little bit? It was like that. So I was like frustrated. Now I'm like, my nose is still broken, but not as broken, you know?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
well,
fine.
no, it doesn't. There's this fucking big ass scar.
Ready to get your cheeks clapped?
Oh yeah, big time. Even though I've barely surfed in the last, I don't know, 6 months. Should be interesting. But after all the hype about it, I'm excited to see what the wave actually looks like.
This place was pretty incredible the first time we visited, yet somehow it was even more beautiful than what we remembered. Everything is alive and lush. The locals are ridiculously friendly, and the long sandy beach on the other side of the peninsula has to be one of the most scenic spots that we've seen on the trip so far. It was really nice to catch up with all the friends we made last time. All the kids from the village are really friendly, and again, we spent the whole day hanging out on the beach, practicing Spanish and making the most of the fun, empty waves.
I love this. She's so good at it.
She's braiding your hair?
Yeah, she braids hair really well. It feels amazing. I love when she braids my hair. I'm like, just like really good at it. Really good at braiding hair, and then it's perfect for surfing, so.
Head salon.
Yeah.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Ángel,
¿Cuántos años tienes?
12,
¿Y dónde vives?
aquí,
¿Cuál es tu cosa favorito de acá?
la playa.
La playa.
This time it really was goodbye, and for the last time we walked back from the village to get some rest before tomorrow's departure.
What about the serrated one? That might.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't be silly.
Are you meant
I know, I'm like, whoa. Okay, wait,
I
I'm not mean it like that. I know.
Well, let me film you getting a sniff.
What do you think of that, Marmite?
It's good.
Show me how much you love it. Yeah. Yeah, we're just in this crazy, like, secluded harbour surrounded by jungle falling down to the water, and now everyone's out just paddling and catching some fish. It's cool, like, indigenous local town, and all the kids are adorable. They've got a good pace of life. Just fishing and hanging out. And what did we do? We picked up a few bananas off of our friend Manuel, and now we're just enjoying this ridiculously pretty sunset, having a brew. What more could you want?
So in the next few weeks, we're just going to be sailing down with this crew of 5 to San Blas Islands and just like exploring around there. It's a big sailing destination because the wind is always really good, and it's a good stopping off point before going through the Panama Canal, which is like the next step of the trip, which is really exciting because I don't know, I think that's like a big step to take with your boat, and Max's first time in the Pacific, so it's gonna be really cool to take that step. Really exciting, but enjoying this now every step of the way.
Did you get your cheeks clapped today, bro?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so there was like this like set that came, and then it was like literally about, I saw it like breaking over me, and then Max like just made it over, and then he just like turns around and he's like, see you in a bit, like, and I was like, and then just got like fucking washed. Yeah, dude, I thought I was gonna fucking drown. Like, I was like, I need to leave. Oh, I actually like really enjoyed talking to the kids today, because I feel like it was like, maybe this is like self-centered, but I felt like it was the first time for me at least where I was able to like communicate and understand humor in like another language, which was like pretty cool, and just like looking through their drawings.
Just such a like peaceful place, that's how I've explained it, and special, yeah. And such a nice sunrise right now, sunset.
¿Cómo estás, amigo?
Bien, amigos.
Bien.
Bien.
¿Qué estás haciendo?
Estoy paseando, amigos.
Bueno.
We left shortly after sunrise, tacked out of the long deep bay, and then sailed around the headland and into open ocean. A pod of dolphins escorted us out of the bay, and everyone on board was excited for the passage ahead.
I feel amazing. I mean, it's really exciting to be going to San Blas, experiencing a new place. Seeing dolphins. How do you feel?
Nice outfit.
Great, yeah. I feel really nice and warm and dry in this jacket that we were generously gifted.
Yeah. They've gotten a little moldy.
I know. Hashtag gifted.
The wind was light and there was a large rolling swell, resulting in a very uncomfortable motion. Elixir was lurching around in the waves. There was a lot of rolling and it was pretty hard to do anything, giving us a taste of what was to come.
Got the engine on at the moment because the wind's really shifty. I mean, there's not really that much wind at the moment, so we're just trying to get away from land where the swell's really lumpy because everyone's feeling a bit seasick, especially Bella. I think if we get like further away from land, it'll get better. I'm making noodles. Delicious. How's this Panama dry season?
Love to see how the wet season goes.
How's that now?
It was good. I couldn't sleep. I don't know why.
Dude, what's up? Wait, should we fucking talk about like discomfort?
Also, just like taking a shit is like a psychological battle, because you know you have to be kind of like relaxed to take a shit, right? But then like here, since everything's moving, you're just like, oh well, I fucking can't. And then it's like, and then you like think you psych yourself out of it, you know? Yeah, that's about it. Other than that, it's fine.
Other than that, you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's great. Oh, and there have been so many rainstorms.
Yeah.
Like so many. Like everything's just damp. That's about it. Everyone's just like unconscious and like not speaking to each other. Like that's like the vibe right now.
Anything you want to add to that?
No, she summed it up very nicely.
How's your seasickness going?
Yeah, horrible.
Really?
Well, actually, no, it's not that bad. But last night was great, so I was trying to cook. It was like a sweat box in here, and then we were moving around with like the worst motion. So I was just like, oh, one stir, throw up. One chop, throw up. Yeah, it was grim.
Yeah, I mean, it's been basically just squall after squall, just constant rainstorms, change of wind direction, everyone's getting sick, changing beds. It's interesting being with 5 people, but it's been kind of fun. But sailing in Panama during dry season means constantly being wet, and everything is wet. Really tired. I think this has been like one of the first passages where I'm really feeling the seasickness, so a little sore, but we're making our way slowly.
Give us some watermelon.
Thanks.
I'm glad we've got an oceanographer to clear up some of these questions, like what the hell is that thing over there?
I don't really know much about waterspouts, so I don't know why they happen. I guess the same reason tornadoes happen, but I'm not a meteorologist, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure you don't really want to be near one on a boat, if possible.
Water spout. That sounds so much like less serious than
tornado.
Like I thought you were talking about something on the boat when you said it, like a leak or something.
Would it just like bring the boat around the water?
Wait, but you literally just said you don't know anything about these, so why are you answering these questions with such confidence now?
I mean, it's not going to lift how much does this boat weigh? 20,000 tons? 20,000 pounds rather?
9 tons?
Yeah.
How's your seasickness going?
Better now. It was terrible, but I think I'm starting to get used to it.
What else could we do?
I haven't eaten, and that's made it better. There's nothing in my stomach, so I don't really feel that sick anymore. Yeah, starting to feel better, which is good.
You come outside today?
Yeah, coming outside is so much better for the seasickness. Yeah, fresh air. Dolphins made it better. Hearing about the pufferfish. Yeah, feeling a lot better.
Yeah, it was like a pufferfish, but then it was like waterlogged, man. Like it was just filled with water. You thought it was a tuna. Fucking was it?
Oh, shiza. Fucking heavy.
Oh my god.
You know, poor thing. Yeah, he's got spikes.
Alright.
Holy shit.
Oh shit, it's the chandelier.
Okay.
Okay, alright.
How do I get him in?
Boat hook?
Wait, alright, I got an idea. Can you pass me a bit of rope? It's not gonna work, is it?
What the fuck do I do?
I think you just keep plopping them over.
So I use that as a little thing to grab his tail.
Dude.
See ya. Oh, it's swimming.
We should have given him like CPR or something. It was like, it looked like if you filled like a balloon full of water, it was like extremely waterlogged.
It looked like a fucking giant scrotum filled with water, I reckon.
That's a bit more graphic.
Like
but
one
yeah.
giant ball sack.
But you thought it was poisonous, right?
Well, maybe they're just poisonous to eat. Isn't pufferfish one of those things that like takes years of mastery to learn how to dissect them properly to like,
I don't know.
like sushi masters?
I think that's just a Simpsons episode, mate.
No, that's legit.
All of yesterday afternoon just felt like we were in a cartoon. Like, I don't know, it just felt very cartoonish. The bright yellow jackets, the rain, it felt like a cartoon.
How's that cup of tea?
It's a really fucking good cup of tea. So what's happened today?
It didn't start great, like, I'm not gonna lie. I woke up to the sound of like a screaming sound. I couldn't quite figure out what it was. First I thought it was electric toothbrush, sort of like a me. And basically what happened is somehow my hatch above my bed, like right up in the front of the boat, has been leaking. And all night we had waves crashing over the front of the boat. Enough water had come through the hatch and like dropped down onto my bed to like completely soak the GoPro as it was charging, and basically this little camera was just overheating and dying on my bed while making this crazy screaming sound that I didn't even realise a camera could make. So yeah, I just ran in there and found this like little smoking, burning mess of plastic. And that's how I woke up.
Walked out soaking wet with a GoPro that in his hand that like was burning hot.
Other than that, it's been great.
Yeah.
Great day. I told everyone that we were going to be sailing for 2 days and 1 night. So far it's been 3 days and 2 nights and we're still not there yet, but I think we're going to be there in a couple of hours. 3 days and 2 nights, yeah. So it's been a bit longer than I thought, but there's been no wind, and like the little wind that there has been upwind, so we've just been like tacking upwind the whole way, which has been really slow.
It's really been an interesting passage. Like, the wind has died and picked up, there's been squalls, everyone's been sick. It's pretty funny because like we kind of didn't prepare everyone for how long the trip was gonna be. It's been like 3 days now and I don't think anyone expected that at all. And Emily has like driven from the States to all the way down through Central America, and like obviously traveling in a car, it's like you're going 60 miles per hour, so 180 miles, you could do that in like 5 hours, 4 hours, but so she asked me like, oh, are we halfway there, like on the first day, like 8 hours in? And I was like, no. And she goes, are we a quarter of the way there? And I was like, no, not even that. And I showed her the map and we'd only gone 20 miles in like 8 hours. And she was like, shit, I wish I didn't look at that.
Probably as like jam-packed as a 3-day passage or whatever it's been could possibly be, given it was supposed to be a 2-day passage. And what? How many days has it been? 3? 3 days, 4 nights? 2 days? 3? Lost track. Yeah, first day we went like 20 miles. Span around in circles, like trying to dodge squalls, getting absolutely drenched. And then we've been fucking trawling for fish for 3 days and haven't caught anything. Today was finally, we went the right direction almost all day today, which was a novelty. Like, yeah, everyone's been seasick. We're trying to come through. Bella overdosed on seasickness meds and was like full comatose for the first 24 hours. We thought she might be dead, but she pulled through, so that's good. And now finally we're pulling into San Blas, with an actual sunset and a gentle breeze and a nice dinner planned and maybe a fucking fish. Or maybe not. We'll see.
The first few days, well, the first day I took some seasickness tablets. Didn't have the instructions. Oh my god, there's a massive fish just jumped behind you. Loads of them. There's a whole...
They jump so high.
Yeah, so I was just passed out for the first day, sleeping, feeling sick. My whole body was aching. It was all a bit of a blur. Same yesterday, and then it was just a blur of a day. Didn't quite appreciate the length of it. But today I woke up and I'm feeling great. Been outside, getting fresh air all day, actually awake and present in the day, and it's been a really nice sail. And yeah, I've been really enjoying today. It's been good.
I think the big thing is just like being bored, like not doing anything. Just like waking up and like somehow like finding a way to fill the day. Like in the words of Reese, it's like punching through cement. Like you just like fucking like sit around and like just look at the ocean for like 2 hours and then you like eat like half a meal because no one has been eating anything on this boat ever. And then you just like sit around some more. Like if I look at text, like I will fucking like throw up, so, or like feel like I'm gonna throw up. So I've been just like listening to podcasts or like looking at picture books, like books with pictures in them. Like the Storm Rider's Guide to Surfing Central America, like that book in particular. My first night watch, there were like 3 squalls, like 3 patches of rain / wind that we hit, and you were there just like I was just sitting there doing nothing. Like, and then like Elixir kind of like started Tokyo drifting, like, cause there was like this like orange like orb. I don't know what it was, but then it was like suddenly like the other way, and you were like, oh, we just like flipped around. I was like, okay. And then yeah, that's been about it.
That was quite difficult, that sail that we just did, mainly because we sailed about 200 miles upwind along the coast of Panama. Sailing upwind basically just involves taking long tacks along the coastline. There was never really much wind at all, so we weren't moving that fast. And there was also a lot of swell, so when you have that combination of like no wind and a lot of swell, the boat just moves around all over the place, and that's why everyone got super seasick. First time sailing with 5 people on the boat, which has been pretty interesting. 5 people and then like 3 weeks worth of supplies for those 5 people. So there's like a load of water, a load of food, and as a result you can tell that like Elixir is like super slow and sluggish, like moving really slowly through the water. We also had to like cross through the entrance to the Panama Canal last night, so we had a ton of like big boats that were just all lined up ready to go through that we had to kind of like thread our way through. Probably like the scariest thing for me was like when Bella got super sick, because like pretty much as soon as we left Bocas, for the next like 40 hours she just didn't even come out of her room at all. So I was like yeah, a little bit worried for my little sister, because I'd never seen anyone get that seasick before. It was pretty crazy. Like she was just no life, like hardly, like didn't really eat any food at all, like just didn't really see her, just like checked on her from time to time to make sure she was still like alive. But yeah, it was pretty worrying, and yeah, not that nice. I imagine it must have been pretty fucking horrible actually. And we're gonna have one more meal, a few more hours at sea, and then we're gonna wake up and just like dry out all the stuff, because like all of my bed is just like soaking wet because a wave broke down the hatch. But it's all good. Arrived there safely, yeah. And only breakage was 1 GoPro, I think.
We arrived in San Blas in the middle of the night, and the next morning it was as if we had woken up in a dream. It was beautiful. We can't wait to share this amazing place with you, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.